Welcome back to Steel and Vance. Tuck into the water cooler here because I can tell you, Linda, that I did when we decided to do this show and we're like, we're going back to television. The first thing I thought is, what are we going to wear? What are we going to wear? Thank goodness for Twist Fashions and Lord Shoes. Seriously, but I can't imagine the go back to work without being able to go, okay, well, I've been living in a sports bra and Lululemon pants and a...
You know what? I had to work from home for about 4 months doing my show at CKNW. And, you know, I'm wearing sweatpants and I'm not really worried about makeup and hair and all the rest of it. But I like to shop. That gives me a little retail therapy when I'm feeling blue. And I would go to Nordstrom in the Bay and I would look to buy something and everything was dusty and it looked like it was, you know, last year's stock. So I went online and I bought a pair of cargo pants on the Bay and had them delivered. And I was really excited. It was Christmas, very exciting, and I put them on when they arrived, and there was the strangest material in the lining. So when I walked, it made a swoosh, swoosh, swoosh sound, and it sort of sounded like I was wearing a diaper when I was walking.
Great.
I thought,
that's what you're going for.
Not wearing these anymore.
Diapers.
But when you're in that at home or even radio kind of world where you can wear jeans, you don't have to be casual, it's a whole different thing than going into a regular office. What is my style? I don't even think that the big fashion designers know what their style is this year.
Right.
Are we wearing long pants, short pants, dresses, blazers?
Not to mention the stress of COVID-19, like the sophomore 20, you know, the
put on a
weight
few
gain
lbs
that might have happened with the go home, stay home, maybe having an extra chip or two. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I was so stressed out at home. I realized I'm the kind of person that gets energy from being around other people like you. And so 4 months of doing a radio show by myself in my condo, I lost 10 pounds. I was just like, you know, exhausted and stressed out.
Yeah.
So there's a new LinkedIn poll that's just come out, and it shows that 40% of Canadian workers are stressed out about going back to the office because they don't know what to wear anymore. They're also stressed out about what is the protocol.
Yeah.
Hi, Jimmy, do we hug? Are we shaking hands? Are we namaste? What did you do to get around that? Because it feels weird not to acknowledge someone.
I don't think I'm around that yet. I think, you know, our crew here is very, very tight. I trust that nobody's coming here feeling ill. The people that used to be, and I was one of them, I've got to say, my mom used to say, if you're walking, you're working. You know what I'm saying? And I would come to work, you know.
I know, me too.
I would never do it again. I would never do it again. So I think there needs to be those conversations involved with heading back to the office or to the workplace, whatever that might look like for you, and be able to have boundaries. You know what? I did an event up at Whistler a couple of years over the course of the pandemic for Fulmer and Company, Yuri Fulmer had this great retreat that he would do, and there were literally wristbands that were green, yellow, or red. And I think that's a really great idea for the workers.
Your comfort level of being touched or approached.
Red means stay back. I'm going to wear a mask. Please don't give me a hard time about it. It's my choice. You know, and if you're feeling a little bit more comfortable in a room, I got friends who would come to my backyard, my birthday, and one really good friend of ours, you know, disappeared. And I texted her and I said, "Did you leave?" And she's like, I'm not ready yet.
Not comfortable.
Not ready
you know
yet.
what? I did some media training today, and it was like, hello, and you're trying to get their sort of vibe. Or are they shaking hands? I'm okay. I can do this. That was my go-to during the pandemic, was the namaste. Hey, you know, I'm acknowledging. Welcome. Thanks for coming in.
That's a good
one. One of my last interviews in studio at CKNW before I got kicked home with the pandemic was a guy who'd been hired to consult for a company where they decided that they were going to outlaw handshaking in the office. And I thought, what? Mind blown. No. Literally nobody was talking about that. The pandemic was new. We hadn't figured it out yet. And so I thought to myself, that was rather prescient, because there are people who are very uncomfortable. In fact, everyone today shook hands. I washed my hands several times.
Me too.
But there was one person who came in and said, just sanitize my hands, not interested in touching yours. And I'm like, I get it. We're in a very weird time, but there's good news from the World Health Organization.
Yeah, I mean, they are saying that we're through this.
Not through it.
But through the pandemic we're going into the endemic phase of what this is. It is going to be with us in perpetuity. It is a part of what we're going to be living with. Like the flu. However, it's like 98% of the global population has either been vaccinated or thanks to you, 4 doses.
Me
I'm
too.
just gonna say, Linda's the one who's like, and now you will go.
Yeah.
But the rest of the population, because a lot of people didn't have access like we did here, have had the latest strain, which gives that immunity piece. And there are people that are going to say, see, I told you you didn't need to get vaccinated. Actually, no, vaccines have helped to create this environment. It would have been longer. All of the scientists say we would have been in this longer had we not had vaccines.
Cannot believe I did not get COVID, and I'm knocking on wood.
You and I are unicorns.
Yes, yes.
We'll report back. If you see handsome Brad sitting in either of these seats one week, that's because one of us
Good
is
evening.
tested.
Jody Vance has COVID
It's going to happen. And speaking of handsome Brad, on our team of people that we could not do this show without, day one was so full of emotion and excitement. We really need to acknowledge them as we do our sponsors here on the program.
Derek Wong as well. Yeah, love Twist.
Dave
love
Blackmanic,
Lords.
Twist.
Love you. Thanks for watching. Get in touch, and we'll talk to you next week on Sam Vance.
Reach out. We're here for you. You bring us the topics, and we'll meet you back here with more wine. Cheers,
Tweet.
Linda.
Yeah, cheers.
Season 1, episode 2. Bye, handsome Brad.